that possibility was coming to a close. Closing remarks. Here's a mark, cassette. Go for the get put. In order to get gadget. This is the place with the bracket that only the place and more. The mortgage and place in the mortgage, and you can find that for the only the mortgage for the more to age. And this is the mortgage and blind you die. You go to that place with the underdivided up under the grave, underdivided under the seeds in the dirt, where you lay for the disc and never the flirt. And pay. Yo for the race, it's just a dilute. Get mark, set, ready, go on the way.
That was a funny joke.
Maybe that possibility was coming to a close. Closing remarks. Here's a mark.
Well, that was a funny joke.
But how can nobody is laughing? Maybe it was just sarcasm.
Ways of your life, and it was only the life that you should have going up with the thorns and points and nothing but the touch on the poke.
I ain't provocative, and you could be the people with the same person that could be close enough to get an eye in the legs up under the armor for the goddess in the hell high for the ground for the trying to overcome the obstacles. You would back to the scene by the slave, the patch of the that's described, and denounce and cover for the hoes and leave the confidence to the ground as they walk away, not looking back at the trailer left behind them. You read that for the hoes and leaking confidence and they be walking away from the confidence, being lost to the emptiness, using the scenes, promise you you're clean for the people. Ain't thousand, won't tolerate for the narcissism, for the sarcastic aside. See, when you want to move to get dirty for the nasty, to see yourself doing in aftermath of the nerves to scrub your background clean. Forget it again, like it new. It shines, like when it's new. Too old for the habits and require muscle to become enough to match your luck into the next business. I can't spell to pick up and force and win again. Stumble over my words and business, smelling for the ability to read my writing. I copied and pasted, I'll change that beat in my pace of rhythm for the reason that I control the person in the control room. Operating out of expenses, the budget, but no room to the budget, or a bunk in the sleep of the mode, but this time for the same period you place the crumble of dreams, awakening of a paragraph.
That was a funny
Joke. That was a funny joke. How can nobody is laughing? Maybe it was just sarcastic. Wait. Whenever, be it tomorrow without the past, and your heart shed for the wars and the mothers and the fathers that are being sent for the seas. Overdraft the put on the front line for the stones that we'd ever thrown into the back, pass to the back around for the bed, the filler for the brother, for the carry, the wife, for the couldn't walk with you anymore, for the people that you stole something, but the questioning for the instinct and the smelling something fishy. I can't put that sense for the this or the missing evidence for the proof of the reading for the you rights on the citizens arrested, give the rest of them remain and peace of this with the blind spot in the eyes of the storm, they are air for the mildew for the station, the signals and the only potent guilt. You and the breeze of this for the inner streets of your city, for the residing, for the mayor, for the people to vote there, for the placing their insecurity and toasting the stores and guided garages and errors. Having that for the errands, you being ignorant enough for what's in store, for the one negative with the refund, for the recalling for what you thought, for the claiming illicit, to be entitled, for the entertaining, for the greed voids and your desire, unintelligent enough for the reserve, the resources and reservoirs, for the agreeing and disagree, for the remaining and read, debate, for the divine and pleasure, for the rebuttal, for the inside that point, that pain for the rebound, for the score, for the without if I play, for the pain for free throws, hasn't been practicing it, but only promising to the fence for the year blowing it. Wind up at their asset, but the city gonna assets for the selling you with the assholes you can't find a telepart for the shit. Farts, shit far out of their control for the leaking of the waste and I could be held up by the shit for the all for other discovery. Capacity you can help me clean out the hair. Aroma for the memory of the lessons. That shouldn't have been in vain, which you can call that heart attack. For the often that for the fast food digestion, for the fat for the beat and meat, using engine over glorious over you, silver, tomato stains in there for the shell, for the hot amounts of pepperoni in your slice. And it was also the place in the meat for the discipline, the big ceiling for the skill to chef to be disgusted with the feeling of the purchase in your void for the be by that. I know I'm by, but the whatever heart tempted for the insulting, but the still no security guard in here. Citing just a relic was making me feel alienated for the immorals and being mortician immortals and being fake flowers and serenaded opportunities, but this is days, ceremonies of the cremate promises. Heated memories to the spread that for the ashes and the reservation for the landfills in your town, for the hunting truth and interpretation for your respective staff, for the hurtful order you're for the under the lines and knows in your respect for the property than just search passing moves enough for the approaching for the next stop and accelerating for the past and present pedestal for the key for the souls and pedestrians and that with the ghost town. Everyone alive that for the living testimony of the hair dyes and acceptance for the being social enough and active and accepting anything that was given for the ordering of the heart. Organs you break that song too scared for the fate. Believing your past, present effort, your future for the breaking of something that's actually mine for the habit and mindsets and the mind for the oblivion stages and bad acting for the nut for the punchlines and recording for the audience and make you feel better. Alright for the A, G, new home to get rid of the reading line over again. Your co-condition for the outrageous straw hat for the privilege to be too.
manifesting for times only their mission. And like this, however, the moon for the flaws and stars to see the depth of the name, but he's time for the autograph of the cars, the perspective of the enough to calculate that progress of the repair for the damage and takes and beyond the found the insurance and rate the heart attack for the hike. Another accident enough for the sweat for the hand car wash of the detail for the handouts on the rainy days and the forecast of the tomorrow with uneconomical for the unnecessary and expected labor pain for this will be the belly of uncooked meals with this over the baked standards and the limitations should change in your mood. Your temperature too wet it is and you can find out the degree if you're gonna burn your taste buds off in the tight tone. Tongue tied for the round the waist and the slips off of the pre-plan. Slip of the beating with around the bush and that's been exposed and brutally brush off the expression for the expected to the pressure of the two people rubbing friction. Not buttons, not many faces and monuments.
When all fails to meet
And when all fails to meet standards to sit still is for the slittles, for the waiting, for the awakening, for the deprivation, for the thought, for the ride that declare for the pawn after the presence of life, for the death, the darkness to be eliminated, for the shining upon, for the summer rise, the summer nights, and the front of the moons and glow to find the directions of the nocturnal. Condition to seek and compensate for the new day with the gratitude. With an egg in the movement for this significant will they there you could world of being the baby, but the overlook the underlying truth, the foundation of life, and no secret of this game. It's not a secret to define those patterns of the turmoil. Yahweh but only. It's okay for this to not for them. For the truth lies in the middle for the hard place, and this I'm positive you never want to find that for the heat. At a scene for the trust support for the systems and foundations. Stamped in the brain, expedited the ship to the location of red room. Read many stories with that for the vision, for the never said, for the non-confident tone, for the too low, for the comprehending, for the technological. For the way to comprehend the ways that you was never only used to be familiar with that, but after the either way, for the wrong, for the I demand something or something different than without the created the rules and doubt with that the people wept and you seek to solve without the shame to no more instead of the putting it in asking this in front of the backyard for the compliments of the garden, but you could never finish or start it whatever you talk about the bills of the process and further they take out the same thing. It's all the time of the energy for the wasting your resources for the energy to generate the hope of the dark place of the carbon copies of the mission to somehow pass after the small for the passage of the reference check points. Without registration, you can find that for the tag, for the card, for the caller, for the bully standing up, for the allowing yourself to proceed without that for the dirt. See, there's no pro-life without for the dead soul, for the seed, for the race of suspicion, the cycle, for the visits of the only the petals. So to the healthy, environment for the compassion compass, which take long trips to know where the half tank the gap, the cigarettes of the breakfast, and I broke fat, real quick with the appetite for the budget, for the maybe that lack. Will I wash it all down with the train for the ocean where it ends up and started off for the reaches of the law and left with tolerance and left to left. What if seems to not to feel for the waves and surface? You ride that defense to the shore, stealing my shells of rich history. Currency sell your escape for the allowing you to sail to the peace. Into the next storm for the coming of unnoticed and unprepared, for the unwell denouncing that for the cover of the clouds and changing your mood for the shifting of the shapes of the dream to the night. Your mirror for the mirrors and the waves and islands and your subtle memory waves.
when all fails to meet standards to sit still. And when all fails. And when all fails. And when all fails to meet standards to sit still is for the slittles, for the waiting, for the awakening, for the deprivation, for the thought, for the ride that declare, for the pawn after the presence of life, for the death, the darkness to be eliminated, for the shining upon, for the summer rise, the summer nights, to the front of the moons and glow to find the difference. And when all fails to meet standards to sit. And when all fails to meet standards to sit still is for the slittles, for the waiting, for the awakening, for the deprivation, for the thought, for the ride that declare, for the pawn after the presence of life, for the death, the darkness to be eliminated, for the shining upon, for the summer rise, the summer nights, to the front of the moons and glow to find the directions of the nocturnal. Condition to seek and compensate for the new day with the gratitude. Quit an aching the movement for this significant will that you could world of being the baby, but the overlook the underlying truth and the foundation of life and no secret with this game. It's not a sequence to define those patterns of the turmoil. Yahweh but only. It's okay for this and that, for that, for the station. Stamp in the brain, expedite the ship to the location, the red wrong. Read many stories with that for the vision, for the never said, for the non-confident tone, for the too low, for the comprehending, for the technological. Or technological, for the way to comprehend the ways that you was never only used to be familiar with that, for that, for the either way, for the wrong, for the I demand something over to something different than without the created, the rules and doubt, with that the people wept and wept. Seep and solve without the shame, for no more instantly putting it in ass in front of the backyard, for the confidence of the garden, whether you could never finish or start it, whether ever you talk about. And when all fails to meet standards to sit still, it's little for the Well, maybe that possibility was coming to a closing. Well, maybe that possibility was coming to a closing remarks. Here's a mark, cassette. Go for the get put. Never the order to get gadget. This is the place with the racket, the only the place and more. In the mortgage and place in the mortgage, and you can find that for the only the mortgage for the more to age. And this is the mortgage of when you die. You go to that place with the underdivided, under the grave, underdivided, under the seeds of dirt. Where you lay for the diss and never the flirt. And pace. Yo, for the race and just to make get mark, set, ready, yo, on the way.
Maybe that possibility was coming to a close. Or maybe that possibility.
Maybe that possibility was coming to a closing remarks. Here's a mark, cassette. Go for the get put. Never the order to get gadget. This is the place with the racket, the only the place and more. The mortgage and place in the mortgage, and you can find that for the only the mortgage for the more to age. And this is the mortgage and when you die. You go to that place with the underdivided, under the grave, underdivided, under the seeds of dirt. Where you lay for the diss and never the flirt. And pace. Yo, for the race, and just to get mark, set, ready, yo, on the way. Whenever, be it tomorrow without the past and your hardship for the wars and the mothers and fathers of being sent for the seas. Overdraft the put on the front line for the stars that we never thrown in the back pass to the back around for the bed, for the brother, for the carry, the wife, for the couldn't walk, for the with it.
What if we hadn't been born at the same time? What if you were 7 if not and I would I still visit you? Bring you cookies and milk from
Whenever, be it tomorrow without the
be there alone.
past and your hardship for the wars and the mothers and the fathers that are being sent for the seas. Overdraft the put on the front line for the stones that we never thrown in the back half to the back around for the bed, for the brother, for the carry, the wife, for the couldn't walk, for the anymore, for the put the people, for the you stole something, for the questioning, for the instinct, for the smelling something fishy. Can't put that sense for the this or the missing, evident for the proof of the reading, for the you rights on the citizens arrested, give the rest of them remain in peace of this, with the blind spot in the eyes of the storm day, or air for the mildew, for the station, the signals of the only potent guilt. You and the breeze for this, for the inner streets of your city, for the residing, for the mayor, for the people who yeah, for the placing their insecurity and toasting the stores and guided garages and errors. Having that for the errands, you being ignorant enough for what's in store, for the one to get in with the refund, for the recalling for what you thought for the claim, unless it did be entitled for the entertaining, for the reading voice of your desire. Unintelligent enough for the reserve, the resources and reservoir, for the agreeing and disagreeing, for the remaining, for the blind, for the pleasure, for the rebuttal, for the inside that one. That painful rebound for the score, for without a pop for the pain for free throws. Hasn't been practicing it, but only promising. The fence for the year blowing a window with their asset, but the city gonna access with the selling with the assholes who can't find a telemark for the shit. Farts, shit far out of their control, for the making of the ways and I who be held up for the shit, for the all, for the other, just for the field, for the passion, for the help me clean out the hair, wrong for the memory of the lessons. That shouldn't have been in vain, which you can log that heart attack, for the often that for the fast food digestion, for the fed, for the bleeding, you engine over the doors, over you, the super tomato stains in there, for the shell, for the outer ounce of pepperoni in your slice. It was also the place of the meat, but this would be the biggest skill, for the skill to chef to be disgusted, with the feeling of the purchase in your voice, for the be by that, for the mind, for the heart to take for the something with the skill, for the security guarded here. Citing your surveillance moves to make it feel alien, and morals and being artisan immortals, fake flowers and serenaded opportunities, but this is days, ceremonies, and the cremate promises. Heated memories to the spread that for the ashes and the reservation for the landfills in your town, for the hunting truth and interpretation for your perspective is that for the hurtful order you for the under the lines and nosing your respect for the property than just search passing really enough for the approaching for the next stop and accelerating for the past and present pedestals for the comfort of souls and pedestrians and that with the ghost town everyone alive that for the living testimony of the hair dyes of your substance for the being social enough for the active and accepting anything that was given for you for the hoarding of the heart Organs, you played that song too scared for the faith. Believing your past, present, effort. Your future for the breaking into something that is actually mine, for the habit of mindsets and the mind for the oblivion stages and bad acting for the nut for the punchlines and recording for the audience and make you feel better. Alright for the A. Go home with the character for the reading line over it again. Your co-condition for the out crazy straw hat for the privilege to be two only. Projected for the layer, the manifesting for the promises and only there to shine. Anyway, my good side of the moon for the flaws and stars to seek the depth for the name of the he's for the autograph for the cars and the perspective for the enough for the calculate that progress for the repair for the damage and takes and down to find the insurance and rate the heart attack for the hike. Another accident enough for the sweat for the hand car wash and the detail for the handouts on the rainy days and the forecast of the tomorrow with uneconomical for the unnecessary and expected labor pain for disobedient belly and uncooked meals and for this over the baked standards and the limitations should change in your mood. Your temperature too wet it is and you can find out the degree for the gonna burn your taste buds off and tight tongue tie for the round the waist and the slips off for the pre-plan. Slip of the beating for the rounded bush and that's been exposed and brutally brush off the expression for the expected for the pressure of the two people rubbing friction. You make mountains, mount many faces and monuments.